Notts County Talk, we are back, episode 16 of the Pavis Perspective. We almost missed 7 o'clock. I was fine. George, you fell asleep, didn't you?
Yeah. Put my
Busy
daughter to bed.
day. Busy day.
Don't stop.
I know it's a Wednesday. It probably threw you off. I know your bedtime's like 6:30 on a Wednesday, isn't it?
Quarter past
6:15.
Yeah.
Getting that rest in, ready for Pavis Perspective on a Thursday. But we are live, and it is a Wednesday evening. We've pushed it forward because you're at Man U Arsenal tomorrow, aren't you?
Possibly
at Man United Arsenal. Decent fixture. I'm not sure the quality will be anywhere like it will at Medellin, but you just have to go and try and enjoy it, don't you? I suppose. Another reason we pushed it forward is because Friday night will be the release of our video with Ruben Rodriguez. We have already filmed it. We filmed it a couple of days ago. And if we do say ourselves, it's quite a good one, isn't it, George?
Yeah. I've really enjoyed doing it. Ruben's a good laugh as well, isn't he? Good lad.
Yeah, he's very good. And to be fair, he was very open with us, and there's some really good things that we chatted about. Obviously, there's some funny bits in there as well. So that is 7 p.m. On Friday. We will not be late for that. So as we always discuss, we discuss the game, we discuss who's coming next. There is no game this weekend, George. How do you see that? Obviously, we've come off the back of a victory. Would you rather just keep playing? Would you rather have had an FA Cup fixture? I think, obviously we'd rather have an FA Cup fixture, but no game. How do you see that?
There's positives and negatives, isn't there? It depends how you look at it. I think, obviously, you kind of want to keep the momentum going after a win. It wasn't the best win, but it was a good result. And I don't know. I think there's a little bit of uncertainty at the club at the minute. We've just got the goalkeeping coach in. I think that was yesterday. He's done a little clip today, so it gives him time to sort of settle in and get across his methods a little bit to Sam, Tiernan, and possibly Pato if he comes back in that time. Yeah. Who knows? Because the lineup was announced for Sunderland. Was it tonight or yesterday?
Tonight, I think.
Yeah, and he wasn't in the squad. So will we see him back? Who knows? It gives us a chance to look at things like Wotton's contract, if they're going to tighten down on that a little bit. Yeah, just things like that, really. Just tidy up a little bit. Just get things done that you don't really have time to get done when it's Saturday, Tuesday. Maybe look at bringing another striker in, maybe. Who knows? But it's a good time to sort of take stock. Kind of gutted it's not Chesterfield this weekend because it'd have been a great game to go to. But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, it just pushes it back for a nice early Christmas present for us, I think. Going to their place, taking the 3 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love a weekend without a game. You've just got to just look at the positives. No game, like you say, tidy it up. But would I have liked to been playing Chesterfield? Yes, I would, because it's been penciled in for a while. I don't think it's a fantastic rearranged fixture, and we'll talk about the fixture later in the FA Trophy. I don't think that's two very clever fixtures. I doubt Notts have actually set that time. Definitely not the Chesterfield one. I don't know about the Altrincham FA Trophy one, but we'll have to see. I want to go back to that Patterson point, because I fully understand if you loan. So they loaned us Patterson. They got an injury, so they bought Patterson back, but not to cover the injury directly. He's to be the cover for the person that's covered the keeper. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's not actually come back in the side. He's playing fantastic football at Notts. There's not a Notts fan that would slate him other than that Halifax first goal. But since then, he's been absolutely unbelievable. And the character was shown, because a young keeper could have crumbled after that Halifax goal. I don't see what they've gained from that, because he's not in the squad for this game.
Yeah.
They've disrupted his progress, because let's be honest, and I think a lot of other fans would say he was the best goalkeeper in the division, especially with the ball at his feet. They've literally, for me, they've stunted his progress. They've disrupted him. if you send him back now, would he come back ahead of Slocum? Because I get that he's a better keeper than Slocum, but Slocum's still a good keeper. And if you drop Slocum and bring him back, that's it for Slocum. So, I mean, you don't bring Patterson in and say to Slocum, yeah, you're straight back out the side, because next season when Patterson's not here, if the thought was for Slocum to win one, it's not going to happen because you've dropped him for like a 21-year-old goalkeeper, however old he is. Royston says, I bet Patterson was good to go back. We'll never know, will we? But I can't see him being happy. You know, he was loved by Notts fans. He had National League strikers on strings, literally waiting for the last second. I don't really get that. And as much as I want him back now? I don't know. I just think it will cause more disruption.
Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because it could go one of two ways. Like, it could really, you know, disrupt it in the goalkeeping department. Slocum could be unhappy and you could see him depart early. Or, I mean, that's worst case scenario. Or we could see two keepers that are on top of the game pushing each other to play better, and it's not as straightforward as one gets the number one spot every week.
Yeah. Slocum, obviously there's a problem with crosses, and hopefully the new structure of the goalkeeping coach will help that out. But you look back at the highlights from Saturday, and he's done very, very well.
Yeah, he's pulled off some great saves, but it's got to do better for the goal for me.
Yeah. Another thing with Patterson is you could bring Patterson back, and we've seen Patterson for like an isolated 10 games. He could come back and I doubt it. He could be poor.
Yeah.
And then you drop Slocum. Slocum's confidence, he's a good professional, but you never know. You've been dropped for like a 21-year-old keeper. His head could go, and then you're left with nothing. So as much as it would be good, the way they've done it, Sunderland, I don't really get. And I don't know if he'd come back. I don't know if it would work him coming back, as much as I hate to say that. Yeah.
I get your point.
I'm not really sure that would work. On the whole, though, I thought the Dagenham game was literally a carbon copy of like things we've seen earlier in the season. We play really well, we get frustrated, and we asked Ruben, didn't we, in the video that's coming out Friday? Ruben even said to us, we don't want to spoil it too much, but he even said, yeah, Dagenham just put everyone behind the ball, didn't he? And we said, does it frustrate you? And he said it does get very frustrating. It does.
Yeah.
Because we're not necessarily a long shot team, are we? We don't have the ability to shoot from range. So it was a carbon copy for me. Started well, and I think either you or maybe Jordan that was sat with us said we won't score here and we'll get frustrated. And that's what sort of happened. We grew back into the game, got the goal, and they scored from a corner. Chris, the defender was poor for goal. I agree it was. It was. But overall, you take those wins because they're not in the best form, but they're not a bad side, are they?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
We'll take some of your questions then before we go on to our season review. What we'll do is we'll give it a score, an old-fashioned. We won't even do it out of 10. We'll do the American. We'll do the A+, A, B. Yeah, we'll give our thoughts, and then you can tell us what you rate Notts season at the start. And I think you might be surprised by what we say. Let's have a look then. What have we got coming in? Paul, what do you think of Lee Curtis bigging up Kyle Wootton to the Portsmouth press? I haven't seen that. I don't know if I don't know what was actually said.
Yeah, I don't think you can say too much about that, can you? He's just all he's doing is, I mean, you can see footage of Wootton playing anyway. Yeah, that's what his job is, isn't it? At the end of the day,
yeah, he's just telling. He's
fall under criticism.
Yeah, he's telling the truth. I mean, we were DM'd, I think, by the same paper. Is it a paper? Is it a website? We were DM'd to give our thoughts on Kyle Wootton. We decided not to do it.
I love it was live with Notts, don't they? Like,
yeah, like we generally didn't have time. Like, they wanted to do like a little thing with us. We just didn't have time to do that. And B, from a selfish fan's perspective, I don't want them to know about Kyle Wootton. Like you said, you can see it everywhere, but every little inch you can get. But yeah, Lee Curtis, no problem with him bigging up Kyle Wootton because he's just telling the truth. Like, Kyle Wootton's very, very good player. Very good player. Thanks for your comment, Paul. So get any questions in you have, and we'll discuss them this evening. Let's go on the season as a whole then, George. How do you feel we have gone? You don't need to grade it yet, but how do you feel it's gone so far? Your assessment after 18 games.
It's not where I'd have really wanted it to be, really. It's not too bad. Like, it's not like we're massively underachieving. We're playing good football. We're being true to the game, true to ourselves. We've got some players with some great ability, and you can sort of see improvements. And for me, I think that's what football's all about. Like one season on season, if you see an improvement, I think that's a good thing. Like if it looked like we'd stayed in the same position and you could visibly see things weren't right on the pitch with the football, players' emotions. But it's not like that. Like everyone seems to be sort of pulling in the right direction. Everyone seems fairly positive online, and I know everything's sort of constructed now, isn't it? So if things weren't great, we probably wouldn't know anyway. But I feel like you can get a bit of a feel for things like that, and I don't think it is like that. It seems like a positive place to be, positive place to work for the players, for the staff. I mean, you look at the staff; they're all relatively young, aren't they? Like the coaching staff. Um, so we've got quite an up and coming squad, up and coming club. Um, so yeah, I mean, when you think of some of the disruptions we've had with injuries and stuff like that, I don't think we've done too bad at all. There's been some games where you've left feeling so frustrated to performances and stuff like that, but it's probably only been once or twice this season.
Yeah, that's a pretty good assessment. To be fair, I think one of the main things is, and what we kept saying to each other, we said at the start of the season, we're going to have Kyle Roberts and Ruben Rodriguez in the same side. And then we looked at the Barnet game and it's like, yeah, they're literally the real deal here, 5-0. And I think
Yeah.
we forgot Kyle Roberts had so long out. Like, it was pretty much a season defining injury. Like, it was a season ending injury. Good question, Jack. We'll go on that in a second. It was just like a season-ending injury, and it's not just a season. Like he came back thinking he was fit, and then he went again, and that was. I remember watching that on stream. That was horrible to watch. Like he was visibly like absolutely distraught. So he's come back, and he's taken a long time to properly find his feet. And I think we all anticipated he'd hit the ground running, which is pretty much impossible for anyone that's come back from the injuries they have. Mentally as well, the injury he had, he's probably running for the first 4 or 5 games thinking, like, could this go again? So there's that aspect. We then had to bed players in. Had to get over the disappointment of the Torquay game, losing in the playoffs. So my expectations, I think I set too high. But I do still stand by the fact that I think I've said it on this channel. If Notts had someone like Shimanga up front, I think we'll be top by quite a way. Genuinely do. I think the Woking game would have been out of sight before Woking managed to even get one back. Never mind 4. 2 games like Altrincham away, probably would have nicked one. Eastleigh probably would have nicked one. Do you feel the same? And that's not down in Carl Wootton.
No. Oh, we sort of talked about this kind of the other day, didn't we, when we were talking about Wes Thomas. Like some of his goals that he scored, just some of the chances he created and the goals he created from assists and stuff like that. I remember one, I can't remember who it was, but it was a lost cause. He was like just chasing a lost cause. It's literally on the line. He crosses it in. Can you remember? And
I remember it.
I think Wootton got on the end of it or something like that. Incredible goal. I don't know.
It was on TV. It was a TV game at the start of last season. I think that might have even been the Altrincham game.
Yeah, and it's just an absolute lost cause. Like I'm saying, 80% of strikers probably wouldn't have even chased down, but he did, and he was class. Dennis as well. Like just having those 3 players who are literally ready to go into the squad, and you sort of feel like they're at a stage where they're ready to score goals. Their development's there, but obviously that's just the model we're at the minute and we're using. So yeah, I feel like with maybe a different striker, like we was discussing, maybe Wes Thomas. Obviously, it's not going to happen, but if we had someone like that in, I think this season could be massively different because it's been fine margins. It's not like we've been battered anywhere, has it?
No, we literally haven't.
So yeah, it could literally be the difference. Just someone who's got a bit of a keener eye for goal.
Yeah. But I do think what Kyle Wootton brings to the team makes us who we are as well. Like you take so much pressure off the rest of the side. So it's. I mean, we wouldn't be talking about this if we took a few more chances. We're not far off at all, are we? We've got 32 points from 18 games. That's pretty good going. You look at if we carry that on, 36 games, 64 points. We'll be on 64 points with what 10 left, 8 left, 64 points. That could take you to 75 odd. I mean, it's probably not good enough to win the league, but we've still got Cal Roberts to hit his form back. So it's all there. It's all there. Let's get some more questions then. So, Jack, if you could bring any loan player back from the past 7 years, who would it be? For me, it's George Grant. I'm going to be controversial. I didn't really rate George Grant. I'm going to get shot down now. I didn't actually rate George Grant that much.
No, I think he's a good player, and he's obviously look where he's playing now, but I know what you mean. I don't know if it'd suit this sort of style. It's quite attacking minded, should we say? He probably wouldn't have been, sort of if you're playing that high press, he wouldn't really be up for that. I don't think. Could be wrong.
Yeah. It's easy to say Mark Ellis because I've seen a lot of people always rate Mark Ellis, but defensively we didn't get any better with Mark Ellis. We just got a hell of a lot better attacking wise. So
I think he scored like 6 or 7 goals, didn't
he? Yeah. Does Grealish fall into the past 7 years? I'm trying to do my maths here. Probably.
Just, yeah. I think, yeah.
Ryan Yates. Mike says a midfield of Matty Palmer, Cal Roberts, and Ryan Yates. Yeah, that would be very good. Lone side, that's a really, really good one. I'll probably bring back Patterson.
I was just going to say that, Patterson.
Patterson, but without ever leaving. Yeah. You just can't beat those heart attack moments in the middle of a game. When you're 1-0 up and he decides to just keep the ball until the last second. So, yeah, Jack, it'd be interesting to know who you would have brought back as well.
Or anyone else in the comments.
Yeah, that's if Grealish does fall into that category, I'm trying to work out if he does. He probably does, and I'm just miles off. But Chris, if you class Woods and Ruben as a strike pairing, something else we talked about in the video with Ruben on Friday, what are they on between them? 19 goals. Which other team boasts that? There are 2 sides with their 2 main strikers that have a higher goal and assist joint rating, I think, or a goal involvement rating that I've seen. I think Wokings, Campbell, and someone else may have one, and I think Shamanga. Purely, it's basically I could be paired with Shamanga and they'd have a decent record. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, their goalkeeper and Shamanga.
Their other striker only has to score 3. It's mad. And then someone else, but the partnership we speak. I know, we speak about it again on Friday's video. Ruben really does like playing with Wootton, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
he really, really does like playing with him, and that's testament to Wootton because, like I say, the team's based around him. Callum, this is a question you're like George sent him. So is he ever going to get that hat trick?
I hope so. I do hope so. Slim as you like.
They are
slim.
Got another question from Chris. Another comment. Look at the next 5 fixtures. 3 against the bottom 3. If we win them and take maximum points off Chesterfield or Wrexham, we 12 from 15 firmly get us top 3. That would be fantastic.
I can't be the only one looking at that though and saying I'd favour getting 6 points from Chesterfield and Wrexham than it would be getting all 9 from sort of
as in your favourite, as in you'd prefer it or you'd expect Notts to get it.
Expect Notts to get it. They play better against the bigger sides. They never seem to play to the same level when it's a side that they're expected to beat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's time and time again. Southend at home in a week and a half. That's got to be a win. Like I know Southend have come down. You look at Southend in the table, 3rd from bottom, like Chris says, they've only scored 13 goals in 16 games. They're not even scoring a goal a game. They're not as adrift as Kings Lynn, but that's a fixture. You've got to be winning that. We've scored more than double their goals. That has to be a win. Simply has to be a win, doesn't it? They then got Chesterfield. That game, I'm not going to enjoy that away, especially when Notts aren't winning. If they're
Chesterfield.
Yeah, because I'm going to be I want to beat them so badly. I really, really do. I want to take the frost covers off the stadium.
I was just going to say I'll be more nervous. If I wake up in the morning and there's a frost, I'll be like this, shaking.
How will you be?
Shaking.
Show us. Oh,
shaking.
if it's frosty and that game doesn't go ahead, you know, we never know. There's games cancelled left, right, and centre for them. Then it's Chesterfield. Then obviously Boxing Day. The only thing about Boxing Day, it's like the opening day of the season. Opening day of the season, you get some strange results. Boxing Day and New Year's Day, you get some strange results. I don't know if you've ever seen that thing, George, from like Boxing Day 1958. Have you seen it?
I think
And
everyone's seen it on there. They put it
there's
up
like
every year.
there's like a 9-1. There's like a 7-4, a 5-5. Like Boxing Day, and couple that with the National League, you never know. So Kingsland away Boxing Day, you can't say that's a given win. Then Wrexham at home. Again, Wrexham at home is the New Year's Day fixture. I think it's on the 2nd. And then Dover away. And trust me, by the time Notts played over, they won't have won a game. And you know what that means. They've got to win sometime. They've got to win.
Say that.
But even after that, we've got Barnet and Wealdstone. They're winnable games. So we've
Barnet are on a
navigated
good
this.
run at the minute, though, you know. I think they've only lost
Yeah.
one of their last 5, and they've won all the rest.
Yeah, they've still got a hangover, though, from 2 years ago when I said they'd have a hangover. And I predicted it right. But they are winnable games. And we've navigated this 9-game tricky spell really, really well. You think we've beat Grimsby, we've beaten Stockport, we've beaten Dagenham, who at the start of that 9-game spell were top of the league, I think. We've dropped some silly points, but like you said, George, we've taken them against the big ones, and that means we've taken points off the big teams as well. Do you know what I mean? That's the most important thing for me. Take them off the big teams. I would rather go into that spell and beat Chesterfield and lose to Dover. Like I actually would. You can't be letting teams get points on you. So what else have we got then? Who's off to Kings Lynn? Depends on how much they charge Notts fans. Have you heard? I don't know if you heard this, George. So Kings Lynn, correct me if I'm wrong, Max, who's put this in. I've read they were charging around £30 in their version of the Pavis for a ticket for Kings Lynn. And it was when it all kicked off that the owner outed someone on Twitter for buying a child's ticket.
Yeah,
and it basically was like stop charging like 30 odd quid. I'm sure there was a ticket for 36 as well. That's too much.
Far too much. Go to watch a championship game for less than that.
Well, Premier League away tickets are capped at £30.
Are they?
So if they charge, you can't pay more than 30 for a Premier League away game, which is really good. So you go to, I don't know, Spurs away, the home fans are paying double your price, but you're the away team. So I think that's a good thing. And if they charge anywhere near 30, that's a rip-off. So it'll be interesting, Max, to see how many go to Kings Lynn. As always, get your questions in. I want to talk about the rearranged fixtures then, George. Well, the rearranged fixture and the FA Trophy. What do you think of that FA Trophy draw?
Yep.
Altrincham at home.
Yeah,
I'm massively underwhelmed.
Yeah, it's a bit boring, isn't it? Someone in our league
beat us.
Yeah. You just kind of want one of those interesting ones for one of them teams lower down. Where like I'm not being arrogant when I say this either, because like in the FA Trophy, like Notts would be probably one of the teams that the lower down teams want to play, and it's not just us. There'd be other teams like Chesterfield, Wrexham in our league, other teams like that, where teams farther down the pyramid would want to play us. But I enjoy games like that where you can tell their fans are proper up for it, the players are really up for it. I think was it Belper that year when went into the nav after the game, and like I think 6 of their starting 11 were just in there drinking. Like they're just your standard working class people, and you just love to see stuff like that. So yeah, a little bit underwhelming, and the way that they're done with the fixture, because Forest are playing, aren't they, on the Saturday afternoon? So now we're playing on Saturday at 7:30. I just think that's awful planning. I don't know if it's down to Notts, to be honest, because I know that the opposition have got to agree as well, haven't they, on a day and time sort of thing. But they should have just moved it to Friday, because it's the last Saturday before Christmas.
Yeah.
And people are going to be busy. Like, it's just the way it is before Christmas.
I'd love to know what the attendance they're expecting for that is. I'd say you're looking at 2,000. It's going to be freezing. We haven't even talked about how cold it was for the Dagenham game. Like, if it's anywhere near that in a cup where season tickets obviously don't work, it's a team in your league. come on, just not that Saturday. And then Chesterfield 21st. I don't know if I like that or dislike that. It's very close to Christmas, and it's a Tuesday night. I mean, I don't really know. I'm not really sure on that. I don't think that's two great bits of planning. Not necessarily. So I sort of skipped over that. I got sidetracked. Give your rating for this season then, if you were to do it. A plus, A, B, C. What are you going with for your C? Like, put it how you felt at the start of the season.
I was very confident going into this season because of the way we played at the back end of last season under Birchnell, and I felt like with a summer under Birchnell to get in a few players that he wanted and install his sort of tactics on the players, I thought we'd see like us hit the ground running. And the first game of the season, it looked like exactly that was happening. We won 5-0. So I don't think we were sold a dream as such, but it sort of feeds into that story, doesn't it? Where we're gonna absolutely wipe the floor with the league. Obviously, it didn't happen. It's not going to happen. What do I?
Put yours
I'm
in
going
the
to say.
comments as well.
I'm going to say somewhere between a C and a B.
C plus.
Yeah, C plus. I think we're sitting 4 points off the top. I know everyone around us has got game in hand, so it could fall down to 7. But going into the Christmas period, I don't think that's too bad, to be honest with you. Being 7 points off top with Chesterfield to play before Christmas, who are top, so we could gain, it's a 6 point a game. We could gain points on them. So yeah, I don't think we're in a bad position, to be honest. If we were, a few more points adrift and we'd had a few more bad performances and stuff like that, I'd probably be a little bit more disheartened. But I'm not. I feel like we're in a decent trajectory where we're doing all right all season, and it's not sort of sporadic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I always say I don't want to be leading the league at this point. Like, I just don't want to be doing that. But put yours in the comments. I've seen Chris and Max have put theirs in. I'm looking at the table. Like you say, 4 points off Wrexham. I'd have said Wrexham would have beaten Yeovil the other night. They lost 2-0. Yes, they had a red card. They lost 2-0. Look at Chesterfield. I know you said it could stretch to 7, George. It could stretch to 7. Their recent fixtures, right? Altrincham, Solihull, Weymouth were the last 3. Their next, Grimsby, Notts, Halifax, Stockport. They are not. I will, on the channel, if they pick up 12 points from Grimsby, us, Halifax and Stockport, I'll get a Chesterfield tattoo. That's how confident I am they're not picking up 12 points.
Oh my God.
There's no chance they're picking up 12
Oh my
points.
God.
So that's points dropped.
You don't know how much I want Chesterfield to beat us now.
No.
I'll be there clearing the pictures on match day.
Clearing the pitch, getting the non-existent.
I'll bring my hairdryer
up.
if they ain't got frost covers.
It's just not, for me, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Jesus, you better hope it don't after saying something like that.
Yeah, well.
Wow.
Yeah, they're not.
Better hold them to that one.
They're not picking up 12 points from that. So there's points going to be dropped there. Teams, if they pick 12 points up from that, the title's gone. Genuinely, if they pick 12 points up from that, I would genuinely say the title was gone. Like, it's that early. Don't get a tattoo. Donate to their frost covers instead. True. Because you can't be having George with his hairdryer for the rest of the winter months, can you?
If it means Tom getting a Chesterfield tattoo, I'll do anything.
No, it's not happening.
Where's it going? If it does, where you getting it? When you cough.
It literally don't matter because it's not happening. 12 points. Weren't you getting a Notts tattoo at some point?
No, I was gonna get no, it's the Euros on it. I was gonna dye my hair blonde and get a Euro trophy tattoo if we won, but obviously we won't talk about that.
No, we won't talk about that. So I'm gonna go with a B-. Good. And if we're not if we're not dropped silly points, would be an A+.
Yeah.
We haven't lost the game to a side that were favourites over us.
Yeah,
this season.
exactly. Yeah.
Even the games we've lost to the only side above us have lost to, Halifax beat us in the craziest way. So
Yeah, that's what I mean. Those two results we had that were quite close together, Woking and Halifax. If we'd have picked those points up, and we should have done really, we were on course to against Halifax, and we were doing fairly well against Woking until it all went pear shaped. You know, if we'd have won those two games, where would we
we'll be
be now?
top. We'll
Exactly,
be top.
exactly.
We'll be on 37 points.
It's that finer margins. That's what I mean.
But I don't want you to be saying that in 6 months' time. Where would we have been if we'd have not lost to Halifax? Even if we lose the league title by even a point, if we're there, I don't know, we might not be there. And you look back at that Halifax game, I know it goes over the whole season, but you'll be gutted because they are stupid points to lose.
Yeah.
Stupid points. So I'd go for B-. Chris says he had gone for a B+. Max, I would go B- because you dropped silly points, but at the same time, we've been quality. We need consistency. I think we've had some good consistency lately. I genuinely do think we've had good consistency. Final question, George, because this is going to be a bit of a short one tonight. There is no game. I've got the video coming up on Friday. Are you sat in your new armchair?
I am. Yeah.
That is fantastic. Give us a rating of how comfy it is.
Oh, 10.
10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Do you want to lean in? 10.
10 out of 10 on the player rating.
It's unbelievable, honestly. I've got a little footstool as well. Incredible stuff.
You're living it. Whatever you're doing this weekend, then obviously you could be going to another non-league game around, or you could be going to a league game around. Enjoy it. It's a weekend off. Christmas is not too busy for Notts, actually. It's not really that busy. We've got 3 games before Christmas. It's going to ramp up. It is going to ramp up. So take the weekend to just relax if you're not going to a game. Friday night, obviously, is it's one of the biggest videos we've done, isn't it? It's Ruben Rodriguez. It's premiering at 7 o'clock. And it's just a great guy. It's just very good. And we massively enjoyed doing it. Be sure to check that out on Friday at 7. And if you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.